for single game and series for regular season. Another home run for Ella. It's Sam with the 17th win. Coaches start with anything. Stay with this.
What a game. The fans, again, phenomenal, outstanding. Even when things weren't going so well, they're still in it. So, and I just want to thank the grounds crew and the people that run the show. So the sound and just all the excitement that we have, you can feel it. It's very electric. It helped us quite a bit. You may be wondering, but we really have to give our pitchers opportunities, and that's what we did. And it didn't go exactly the way we wanted it to, but we knew when we needed how far we would go. And I really wanted to see Peyton in there. I'm
so sorry.
Jeez. I wanted to see Peyton and Audrey. That's something Coach Rocha really wanted to see, is that our pitchers get an opportunity. We need a staff. We need a staff going forward. So it was a tough trial on them in a big atmosphere, but they had to feel that, and they have to feel how to do it without nerves being in your way, because that's exactly what happens when you are locked in and you just let things go and you don't get caught up in your outcome and what every pitch is doing. You just kind of trust your stuff and you just try to clear it all out. When you do that as a hitter, as a pitcher, as a defender, you can't be stopped. It's just hard to do. It's hard to do in front of a sellout crowd when everybody's looking at you and their expectations are high. But it was important. And this team also, I talked to them about run rules and how, we just, sometimes it's fun because you get to be done early and you do your job fast. This was important for this team to feel too, to be tied going into the later part. We call them championship innings, and find a way to score, and they did. So I'm really proud of that, and I will not regret, we do not regret bringing in these pitchers because they need this work. So proud of Sam closing, and I loved what Bella did. We wanted to give her one time through the lineup. We knew what we wanted to do so that you bite off a piece but not, fill you up too much. So I was really pleased with that, and just our lineup is connecting now. You can see it. So there would be like open spaces sometimes along our lineup, but at top to bottom, it is becoming very lethal, and we saw that this weekend.
Start James and go down the line.
Patty, once you lose the lead, the toughest thing to do is to try to get momentum back. You didn't have any, and you got it back with some good defensive plays,
Yeah.
and Sam closed. Then you won the game at the end. But how tough was that? Because once they tie it, they have all the momentum.
And the fans just all of a sudden, it's like, like, okay, we can't worry about that. We've got to create our own momentum in our dugout, and the way I can't remember who it was that walked and just threw their bat down like a burrito throw. And that kind of got things going. You could feel things starting to kick back in. But once they tied it, it was just, what just happened? Because it happened so fast. And I'm proud of these guys. It's a hard situation to be in, and they fought through it.
Jesse?
Ella, home run for you in that first inning. Just what did you see in that at bat? And just this weekend for you overall, how encouraging was this for you to hit the way you did?
Just going out there knowing that these pitchers are really good, just trying to battle. And I keep telling myself just to compete and to pass the bat and not make any moment too big. So being able to just take it pitch by pitch and really just compete at the plate was what I was focused on.
And Patty, along those lines, you talked about the lineup, but when you're getting those power hits we're used to seeing from Ella, just how big is that for this offense?
Big. And I was watching some of the game yesterday. Her swing is just so wonderful to watch. I mean, it's made so almost perfectly, the way she swings the bat with power and range around the strike zone. But we have a really good eye. Our team walks a lot, and those turn into runs. And when I see Ella at the plate, I'm like, let's go. I mean, I always feel that, like she's going to hit something hard. It always feel that way.
Okay. Avery?
And then sort of along those lines, Patty, the momentum that builds through those long at-bats. We saw Ella, I think it was the 10th pitch, fouled off 5 straight at-bats. Just what's that like to experience, and what can that do for a team, especially against a pitcher like Tegan?
Yeah, I think we're finding out that. I think Gabby had a good long at-bat. Those long at-bats turn into something special. It fires up our team. We understand what you're doing for us, and they're fight. That's a fight. It's a fight. It's foul it off, ball 3, foul it off, whatever it looks like. It's a battle, and that's what we've really been fighting to learn how to do. So.
And then Ella, just following up sort of on what Jesse asked you about the at-bat, when they made the visit to the circle there right before the home run, were you feeling pretty good about making her work and the way that at-bat was unfolding?
I just tried. I figured out what they were doing, but I was like, I'm not going to let that get the best of me. I am still working my game plan. So just keeping up with what I was thinking was what I was focused on that.
Is it hard to stay with that when you have a pretty good idea of what's going on?
Bat, I felt pretty locked in, so it was like I was saying to myself, nothing's going to shake me, nothing's going to beat me.
One for Coach, one for Sam. Coach, with Audrey, I know you said wanted to feel the nerves at that moment. Is there any element of her having to pitch through either the disruption earlier with the muscle strain or feel any of that, or is it just a nerve thing?
I think it's just a little bit of nerves. She has been in this setting maybe once. She's been watching it from the dugout. They talk a lot with Coach Rocha, and they get help from the mental side. It's just you got a freshman who's being asked to do something big, and I think we sometimes make it bigger than it really is.
And then Sam, take it back to yesterday, if I could, get the gold ticket before the game. What was that moment like for you? And Coach talked about, being able to look up to your parents yesterday and just kind of say, what was that whole experience?
Yeah, I would definitely say it's surreal. I know before I got here, I was talking to Coach. I probably didn't have that much interest in going pro. And then getting here and just falling in love with the sport again and being able to strengthen my strengths, I guess. It's really just made me more interested in doing it. So getting that was very surreal, it's a blessing, and like Coach always says, and had to remind me today, the end's already written. So I'm just going with the flow right now.
But we've heard that story before. Hope Troutwine is someone who talked about falling in love with coaching after working with Coach Rocha and Coach Gasso. What is it about this coaching staff that brings that out of pitchers?
Yeah, I think they just have so much confidence in us that it just, you're able to go out there so loose. I know after the home run in the 6th inning, 5th, whatever it was, Coach came out there and was just remember, the end's already written. And I think that just lifts so much weight off of your shoulders, and you're not playing with all this pressure, feeling like you have to please everybody. So I think that has really helped me a lot and really just fall in love with the sport. Thank you.
Patty, how important was this weekend for Gabby? What do you like about her being in the second spot?
I love it. She's really, really become a very outstanding freshman player, and clutch for us, big RBIs. You look at her size and you think, look at her in the second spot. Good eye, good battles, but when she connects, she hits it hard. And she doesn't want you to look at her. She doesn't want the praise. She's almost embarrassed sometimes by it. But she's a baller. She's a gamer, and I see that in her.
Couple more here. I'm going to go Mason and Joe.
Patty, you talked about it on Tuesday, kind of the amazement that this team would be second place in the SEC with the youth and everything going on there. How much, I guess, did this weekend kind of continue to amaze or just challenge your perceptions of what this team can accomplish?
I'm excited about this because we've been waiting. I think Alabama was a really tough time for us, and it was just nothing's working. You just didn't feel right. But one thing I can guarantee is we're always going to peak sometime, and I think we're moving in that direction, and this is the time you want it. You don't want to do it early in the season and then drag yourself through the rest of the season. We stayed steady. We had a few bumps, but now I can feel the escalation of where we're going right now.
Patty, I know a few days ago you talked about, imagining the possibility of playing in a football stadium or, in front of a record crowd.
Okay.
I was talking to Mike White about that, and before I could even broach the idea, he mentioned the Cotton Bowl, Texas. Makes sense.
That would be.
I have no idea if it's feasible, but what do you even think of the idea?
I love it. I got a text from the head coach at Ohio State that said, we want to create an atmosphere. We want you to come play us at Ohio State.
The shoe.
Ohio State. I don't know the shoe. Is that what you call it? Okay. I don't know the dimensions or anything, but we would do it in a heartbeat. We would love to do it here, but I know that it does take some work to make that happen. Some just doesn't fit right. So, but no, if we can do the Cotton Bowl, we can go to Ohio State, we can do wherever. If it is going to help the sport grow, which it will, that would be, I've had some amazing moments and big, like this love where we're sitting here right now is just surreal still. But I don't want to stop. They don't want to stop. That's our job, is to help push this sport. And pro is moving now. The pro AUSL, the golden ticket, MLB has supported that now. There's money coming to players, more money. It's really an exciting time for our sport. Cotton Bowl.
Would you play 3?
Make it happen.
I don't know. I don't know. You'd probably want to play at least maybe a double header. I don't know. That's, I don't know.
If you go Cotton
But I
Bowl,
wanna do it.
If you go Cotton Bowl, would you do the corn dogs?
Are they gonna have the whole circus in town like they do?
Probably not.
I would doubt, but I like their tacos down there. I have some of those. So interesting. Thanks, everybody. We do.
Sam, I'm just curious, you have this lead and you're not in the game yet.
Mhm.
Are you thinking you're gonna get into the game? I mean, how are you staying mentally sharp? What were you thinking about the second or third inning? Bella's pitching great, team's rolling. Are you thinking you're gonna pitch in this game?
I'll start off by saying I thought Bella pitched absolutely amazing, and I told her after the game that she set up everything that the rest of the pitchers were able to do for the rest of that at bat. So I just want to start off by saying that. But when any other pitcher is in, I'm not thinking I'm going in, but I want to go in. You know what I mean? Like, I love having the ball in my hand. If something goes wrong, throw me in. I want to go in. So like I said, I didn't know if I was going to go in. I knew the plan going into this game. But I was staying locked the entire time for just in case. And like I said, I want the ball, so I'm always ready.
Thanks, guys.